Do you know why I pulled you over? The cop says to me. Yes, sir, I have a headlamp out. I saw it go out just as I was leaving my girlfriend's house, and I'm going straight home. I'll get it fixed next week. Don't you lie to me, son, he says, and proceeds to give me a 10-minute lecture. It's like 2 a.m. I'm almost home, just getting off the off ramp. Now, I'll tie this in with parenting in a minute. This isn't supposed to be about policing. It was poor policing, and it's based on an old method where they'd pull you over for some infraction and then try to get you for something else because I fit the profile of someone who is doing nefarious work driving a car that would be typically a burner car. Now, I don't want to dwell on that. What I want to dwell on is the fact that after the long lecture, he gave me the fix-it ticket. Now, as a parent, we often do this. We call it a lecture, and we give a long, drawn-out lecture, and then we also give a consequence, or we just give a long lecture with no consequence. And it tends to get a longer lecture the more times you run into the same problem. I was running into this recently with my son with video games, and I tell him to stop and he doesn't stop, and then I lecture him about needing to stop when I tell him to. And if you've ever seen one of these lectures, they're kind of ugly, and my wife was nice enough to point it out, and it's easy to get out of hand. So you shouldn't do the long lecture, and you shouldn't do a long lecture and a consequence. What we need to do is clip the lecture short and let the consequence do the biting. Think long and hard about what the consequence should be, because you know that the problem is going to happen again, because you've got a recurring pattern now with this type of issue. So make it a good one, and cut the lecture. That's my advice for today. Like and subscribe if you want more parenting tips and dad tips. That's what we do.